People comment and go, oh, you're polyamorous, aren't you? Yes, we do have dynamic relationships and love for more than just ourselves and each other.
You're so evolved that you can't keep your in your pants like a caveman.
I love lesbians of all genders, and I love that saying that on the internet
Lesbians
gets me
of
labeled
all
a fake
genders.
lesbian.
I think she's lesbian and isn't actually going to be having any in her area, but is just virtue signaling.
You shouldn't be using the word stakeholder, and this is why.
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gays, where we take on insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? Join as a member because we're making a ton of content for you. We're reacting to a gay dating show. Which
Took your voicemails.
Your voicemails, some nasty stuff that you guys have sent in, like wanting to sleep with somebody with greasy hair, which is kind of appalling. So yeah, join as a member and donate to our Blossom Fund.
Yes, we have our GoFundMe for Blossom to get her on the show because she told us to stack our coins. Before we even discussed it on the podcast, y'all had already sent in almost $1,000. So
yeah,
if we can get close to our goal, we'll pick up the rest probably.
Pick up the rest.
We've
got some bills right now for the podcast. Yeah. That's the only reason we're not.
But go support it if you want to see it happen. I'm already thinking of questions to ask Blossom. Anyway, what are we doing for this? Oh, we're going to react to some crazy TikTok videos, starting with our favorite couple, Jack Squared. Can you remind them how...
I was wondering how they were doing because we haven't talked about them in a while.
Well, can you explain to everyone how they're queer?
So this is a straight couple with a man who wants to have multiple wives and wants to have an open relationship. So he has adopted the queer label in order to manipulate a susceptible young woman into this unhealthy, toxic dynamic.
Isn't allowed to speak in the videos. Who
doesn't speak, but apparently that's at her own volition.
And we're supposed to totally believe take his word
because in
for
all of history, when women don't speak, they're choosing to. Because that's how things work around here.
You're cooking. Anyway, for those that don't remember, they actually, flashing their profile here, they have 570,000 followers on TikTok. Anyway, here's the video they put out recently explaining that, shocker, they are poly. Let's watch. Your fave.
Me and Jax are polyamorous, obviously. And there's a lot of negative assumptions and connotations when it comes to polyamory, especially here on this app. And now it's even used as an insult. People comment and go, oh, you're polyamorous, aren't you? Actually, why, yes, we do have dynamic relationships and love for more than just ourselves and each other. And the dating pool for T for T or trans for trans is almost exclusively polyamorous in many cases.
Stop.
Not to make any monogamous trans
What did he say?
He said two things. And I guess we can watch the rest after, but he just made 2 points. One was that they're more evolved. Right?
Don't get me started on that point. Okay?
That's your favorite.
You're so evolved that you can't keep your dick in your pants like a caveman. Okay? Do you know who is as evolved as you? Animals who each other. That's the same level of self-control that you have. I'm so over this because I go to circuit parties and I hear these arguments every damn day because we're the only couple that is in a monogamous relationship. So when people come up and they try to touch my Speedo and I'm like, hey, my man's over there, I don't do that. And then I have to debate these things all the time.
Then they try to lecture you, get more involved.
They're like, oh, but we just have so much love to give. Love your then give it to your partner. You don't have a capacity on how much love you can receive.
Also, they're giving love. It's just community whole.
It's not love. No, it's literally you not being able to put any restrictions on yourself because you believe that love should have no restrictions. But in fact, love is the opposite. It is choosing to sacrifice yourself for the other person's needs.
At the end of the day, though, live your life.
Yeah, if you want to be in an open relationship, whatever. But I obviously don't.
But don't
agree.
sit here and tell us you're superior and evolved. Then we're gonna have to read you.
But then in the same breath, they'll say that they're more evolved. But then they'll also say that it's natural for people to not be in monogamous relationships. So I'm
it's unevolved.
So I'm like, so it's almost like your dynamic hasn't evolved at all from your natural state. So you are less evolved.
You missed the second part of what he said. Is he blamed? Well, and in the T for T, in the trans for trans dating pool, everyone wants to be poly, so you kind of have to. That's not
what
trans.
He said.
She's not trans. Nothing about you is trans.
Yeah, in the queer community where everything you do is for attention, I'm so shocked that people can't get enough attention from one person.
I'm sorry. And everything about this, still the hostage.
But honestly, he's right. It's not surprising. I thought they were before we talked about this episode, I was like, Didn't we already know that?
Just
Like,
from
I just
looks.
assumed that
And
they
he's like,
have the poly look.
you all use that as an insult. You say, "Oh, you look like Polly." Yeah, well, you do.
It's like a bunch of 2s get together to make a 10.
Fuck.
Sorry, that was mean. Like, here's the thing. This is gonna be controversial because I really don't with open relationships, but I have a lot of friends who are in them, and they're fine, they're happy, whatever, that's their prerogative. But I almost have less respect for people who are less attractive who are in polyamorous relationships.
That's not logical.
No, it's not. But like, never mind. I'm not gonna finish this thought. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, let's listen to the rest of his video. So did you hear America might get its first DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, governor?
In what state?
Wisconsin.
I thought that was Michigan.
Nope, that's a different one. That would be a senator, but he's actually not technically DSA. Anyway, we're talking about Francesca
God.
Hong.
I'm very upset with the Democratic Party right now.
What, you don't want to abolish the police and prisons and have open borders?
They're doing the same thing that this populist movement, it's going to crumble in like 5 years, and then we're going to be back where we started.
About. Everything's going amazing. Well, at least you could get in on it all. We're looking at the odds from our channel partners at Kalshi. Francesca Hong, who's affiliated with the Democratic Socialists of America, has an 81% chance of becoming the Democratic nominee for governor in the upcoming midterm election. And if elected, she would be the first DSA governor in America. What could possibly go wrong having a DSA-aligned candidate running a state? Anyway, guys, the future of politics is happening on Kalshi, the first CFTC-regulated exchange dedicated to trading on the outcome of future events. If you want to follow the elections and the midterms and the swings and the balance of power and all of that on Kalshi, go ahead and sign up. Just get the mobile app on your phone or click the link in the description and use code BRADP when you sign up to get $20 free when you trade $20 now. Now back to the show.
Otherized, but me and Jax come as a pair. Pun intended. She's not going to date us. It's going to be as a pair. Is there a word for that? That's not unicorn hunting. I don't know. I'm hoping for the best in this conversation this time around because previously when we brought this up, people were not happy with it or with us. Oh no, the Jaxes are soaking up the entire dating pool. Some people aren't there.
I don't think anybody's worried about that.
And they won't be regardless, so...
Actually, I changed my mind. I have more anger towards hot people who are poly than uglier people because they do take up the dating pool.
Okay, that's not the relevant point.
No,
here.
I know. I just had to finish my thought.
I love the idea that you're going to bring information to the public that no one asked.
Mm-hmm.
That's, it's controversial. Like if they were poly, they don't have to talk about it on TikTok, but you're going to bring it to TikTok and then be like, I hope TikTok doesn't have thoughts about this and give lots of opinions. It's like, bitch, you got the attention you ordered. You knew exactly what people were going to have to say about it and that they were going to roast you and meme on you. And so I hate when people do that because they
also like, is anybody actually doing that to them?
I mean, the comments are kind of...
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they're lol cows. They're lol days.
I just assumed that they were poly.
Because they look so poly. Have you seen that video where it's like...
person gets online and they're like, I'm gay. And it's like, bitch, come on.
You?
Not me. No, I'm very openly gay. I'm talking about like closeted, zesty people.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about.
Oh. Anyway.
Love you, girl.
Walk with me.
Stop.
All right, let's go to our next video. This one is from an account called Lesbian Lifts. So she is a lesbian. She's over 100,000 followers on Instagram.
I thought you were going to say like 100,000 pounds for a second. I don't know.
Oh my God, wait. Someone said a mean comment about Blossom that did make me laugh. When we said $2,500, they commented...
Stop it, I saw it.
It was funny though. So we were like, Blossom's demanding $2,500. Someone commented, geez, girl charging by the pound? I'm sorry, I laughed. We love you.
That was a funny joke.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, as if she's watching all our content and just
she
gonna get to the middle.
definitely is. If she's about to go out, she's gonna binge it before.
I don't think she will. I don't think she watches us. I don't think so. We're not sophisticated enough for Blossom.
Yeah.
She's got high class tastes.
Yes.
Not this podcast. Anyway, this lesbian is going to explain to us why lesbians can be any gender. It's like, hello, darkness, my old friend. All right. Let's go.
Wee woo, turf alert. Beloveds, if you ever see someone say this in the wild, or you ever hear someone say this in the wild,
someone
this
said
is
lesbians
a
are
turf dog
same-sex
whistle. Turfs
attracted.
will often say this to try and limit lesbianism to anyone assigned female at birth. But that is not what lesbianism is. That is not what lesbianism has been. And that's not what lesbianism will ever be. In case you don't believe me, here's a screenshot from the University of Edinburgh's website. So to the original poster, I want to know, if you shake your head really hard, do you hear rocks? I love lesbians of all genders, and I love that saying that on the internet
Lesbians
gets me
of
labeled
all
a fake
genders.
lesbian and chased around the internet by TERFs and labeled a bisexual. But I'm gonna keep doing it.
Oh my God.
I heard rocks in my head when I was listening to that.
I love the thing that some of these bitches do where they think that if they like cite a source, that means it's true. They're like, what do you mean? This dumbass thing I'm saying isn't true. Here's
a
it,
screenshot with
here's
no
a
context.
screenshot of it on some university's website, because you can't find a university
with
that's
opposing views or like that
that's made a
posting.
bat crazy claim.
Yeah,
No
correct.
such thing ever exists.
Oh my God. You're bisexual.
Or I actually think she's not. I think she's lesbian and isn't actually going to be having any dick in her area, but is just virtue signaling.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. Because like I know a lot of gay guys. They say they're gay, but like they get with both. But then they like, or like they get with like a trans person. But sometimes it's like a doll, and I'm like, you guys are just bisexual. But like technically, the thing is it's tricky because if you pass really well, and the only difference is like your genitals, I could see why you would be attracted to somebody, like you're attracted to that form of, let's say, but you're still bisexual by definition.
Correct.
So,
and when you start saying lesbians can be any gender, you're like erasing and delegitimizing the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. And also throughout all of history, I hate how they throw that out. Like, that's not how lesbianism was throughout all of history. Lesbians were not on the front lines fighting to be able to
that was on the signs. They said lesbians can be all genders.
Yeah,
lesbians can be all genders.
Actually, in history, people were saying lesbians just need to try the right dick. So,
so basically you, bitch.
It is true in history. You're just on the wrong side of it.
Ooh. T.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our next video. Let's see. Oh, this is going to educate us about offensive word choice that people use and don't know how it's so bad. Let's listen. This is from, I believe, a design account on Instagram from a graphic designer. Oh, here's the bio. An indigenous and woman-owned creative agency that designs inclusive and accessible solutions that resonate. So we're going to get educated.
You shouldn't be using the word stakeholder, and this is why. The word stakeholder actually comes from the action of staking and claiming land from indigenous peoples in what's now called Canada. People are readily using this terminology all over LinkedIn, at every conference you go to, in every proposal that you read, thinking that it means an interest holder or rights holder or somebody that might have decision-making power.
Because it does?
Really, it comes from this extractive practice that has historically left people out. So what could you use instead? Instead, you could use terms like rights holder, decision maker, interest holder, or even just naming the person or community that you're working with. Sometimes that specificity is what makes your communications better. If you're looking for more resources on how to make your language more inclusive, shoot us a DM and we'll send you some resources.
Oh my God, shut the up.
Should I shoot her a DM and look for resources?
Actually, we should. I don't know what to say because I just feel like...
And just like that, racism in the place now known as Canada was defeated.
It was defeated. But it's like, okay, it's a word. And it means something different now. Even if it meant something, it's like when they say, what was that one?
Good morning.
Good morning meant something. It's like even if, which I doubt
it's
these
not correct.
Yeah,
but
I doubt these things
is.
are true. But even if it is true, nobody is using it in a hurtful manner. And what makes words hurtful is intent. So I just don't understand why we're putting our energy into changing words for that
I think
reason.
it's all just performative.
And honestly, if somebody's hurt over somebody using that word, if you're indigenous and you're hurt over somebody saying stakeholder, which I don't know any indigenous person that would be hurt over that. If you are, though, you need to grow a spine and get the over it.
Well, this is an indigenous person.
She is. She looks white as hell.
You understand? Indigenous is one of those things that it doesn't mean anything. It's like there are actual indigenous people, but there's a lot of fakes.
Yeah.
And
and then they use it for social clout.
And I'm sorry, but if you are it doesn't matter if you're indigenous or anything. If you're like so triggered by like minor verbal phrases like this, that's a you problem. You belong in a padded room.
Correct.
In that room is probably going to be in the place now known as Canada. I just love that so much when they do
place
that.
now known as Canada. That's crazy. That's actually insane.
Anyway, guys, maybe I should start like maybe we can start like an email or something that people can send videos in for us to react to.
Oh, that would be great.
Save me some time.
Yeah. And then we'll see how many people I'm actually blocked from because I can just click the links.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Make sure you become a channel member. We're going to react to a gay dating reality show this weekend. And we did a bunch of awesome members only voicemail content. You guys told us about your STD problems, your non-binary hookup dramas, and more. But you got to become a channel member. When we get to 2,000 channel members, we're going to do a drag episode. We're over 1,550 now. And check out the GoFundMe for Miss Blossom C. Brown. And with that, guys, we'll leave it there for this one. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll be back with more real soon.